sports has moved across the Atlantic to the capital city of London, England. Tonight we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Los Angeles Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And we are underway here in London. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford eluding the pressure right. He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield. And he gets... this one to midfield before he's brought down. They'll run on 1st down with Akers. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively. No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage. Akers. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Cam Akers punching it in from a yard away. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Stafford's going to try and throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So pretty interesting. They get the opening drive touchdown. They wanted a little more. They were looking for 8, maybe something they thought about before the game started, I would imagine. I think you're right about that. That's discussed in your staff meeting. A decision is made. I think the head coach has to blueprint it and say, yes, let's go ahead and do that. In this case, though, let's give some credit to the guys on defense. They gave up the touchdown, but found a way to regroup and keep them out the end zone for the 2-point play. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Brady. Oh, a ball battled in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Rowe. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for the Rams. Touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overran. Others say, I got 2 touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
From the 35 on second down, Brady getting it out wide here to Bernard. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On play action, it's Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. It needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Brady to throw again.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
2nd and 15.
Now Brady.
They'll drop this off for Bernard.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Brady's throw complete there to Johnson.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go for it. It's Brady. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Bruce Arians takes a shot there, but his guys come up empty. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. Rolling to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number 1 job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he's going to be taken down short of the 1st, right around the 15-yard line. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play there on 4th and 2. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. Well, this offense has had their way for the most part here in this 1st half, but that time, maybe they got a little greedy.
Well, it is hard to blame them, isn't it? Because like they said back in the 1980s, greed can be good. Stick with what's been working. But that time, I think you got a little bit too much air under that one, and it turned into a turnover that was much needed by that defense.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. He rifles one that's intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Dancing to his left. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Decision made for Sean McVay. They're going to go for it. On 4th down, Stafford. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Brady. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 27. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
And, Charles, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you're trying to force plays, right? You're trying to get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Oh, he's looking for a touchdown deep for Woods. And, oh, it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers will take over here at their own 14-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And, you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play that time on 4th and 1. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. To throw, it's Brady. This is caught. Touchdown. Jalen darted in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bucs are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before the break, Stafford. He's going to let it go again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Both teams making their final adjustments. We're closing in on the second half. And for the call, let's get you back over to London, where we rejoin Brandon Gaudin.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And he'll go out of bounds, but not before taking this deep into enemy territory down to the 15.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Brady now to throw. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it a second down. A handoff to Fournette. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are within a 2-point conversion of tying us up.
Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. Oh, look at this. They're not even going to get the 2-point play off. Maybe too much indecision. It's going to cost them 5 yards.
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for 2, but weren't really sure they should go for 2. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. So the flag backed him up 5 yards to the 7. They still get the 2-point conversion, though.
Now, was that confidence in the play call they had and in their offense, or just absolute disdain for the defense?
It worked. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford on the move to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, LA.
Well, he's been doing this for more than a decade now, showing that he's still got that arm string from back when he was the #1 overall pick.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Yeah, and you see the final number there on how far that ball traveled. Pretty impressive.
They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll get into the end zone. That gives his guys an 8-point lead. And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now a play fake. Brady. He's going to let this one go deep.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. On play action, it's Brady. Airing this one out for Evans. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And incomplete on the deep ball. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Out to his left. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Odell Beckham, 32 yards. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So that pretty conclusively, I might add, shows you the perils of going for it and not making it on 4th down. One play, touchdown.
Yeah, and I've got to put this on the man in charge, the head coach. He made the decision to go for it. To me, when punting was the only decision to make, and it backfired on him in a big way.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Brady on the bootleg. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 36. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Stafford.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Bucs are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. So after the INT, it's Brady. And now here is another interception. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Rolling to his left. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Levante David. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 41. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD? That's
a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady. They'll buy some time right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Play action. Stafford sliding out of the pocket. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Levante David. And the Bucs will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And brought in by Brady. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
But normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Here's 2nd and 10. play action. Now Brady. And break. The tight end's got it. And they'll get this down to the 10.
Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Play action. Now it's Brady. Steps away. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. Throwing now is Brady. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by David Long. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to Vita Vea. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford airing it out deep for Woods. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Meanwhile, Brady's throw pulled in by Gronkowski. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And now here's another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield.
but they never did.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. Sean McVay's gamble does not pay off. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, remember, he had the interception earlier. Now he adds the sack. He's really making his presence felt out there.
Oh, he is putting together a heck of a game. In fact, he's going to bump these plays to his highlight reel. Okay, so when he wants to show it off later on, look what I did out there, guys. In this offense, they've got to start paying him a little special attention. He's like a good basketball player, putting stats in every column. They're down 2 scores, and they need a quick one to try and get back into this one. That was one way to try and get it done. Unsuccessful in the attempt, but they have no choice but to keep trying.
Now Brady got to have this one. Rolling to his right. Airing this one out for Evans. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He'll buy some time right. He finds his target, Beckham. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Stafford on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Rams have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Stafford's going to try and throw for it. On the move to his left. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
And here's a throw caught by Gronkowski. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Brady now on first down. He's going to let it fly. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. Into the red zone, it's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Rams are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Stafford going to throw it. Out to his left. Got a man, it's Higbee, complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, L.A. Cooper Kupp, 67 yards. And the Rams have got it on cruise control.